You won't believe it, but Chinese engineers have launched an ambitious plan to invest $350 million to build a large new military base in the South China Sea. But what shocked everyone was that it took China less than a month to initially complete the airport runway for the new military base. This astonishing speed of infrastructure construction is almost unbelievable. At the same time, news that China is building military bases in the South China Sea has also aroused strong concerns in Vietnam and the Philippines. So, how did China build this new military base in a short period of time? What strategic significance does it have? Before getting into the topic, I would like to invite you to subscribe to the Asia Rising Star channel, which will ensure that you don't miss any of our exciting content. Let's get started now. With the advancement of China's reclamation technology, this technology has been widely used in hundreds of projects in areas such as port construction and coastal city expansion. These include infrastructure construction and island reef reconstruction in the South China Sea islands. However, as China's South China Sea issues continue to intensify, China's construction activities in the South China Sea have aroused widespread attention and discussion from the international community. As early as 3 months ago, U.S. satellites discovered that China was building a new military base in the South China Sea. But the speed of construction of this military base shocked Vietnam and the Philippines because it seemed to be built overnight. As far as I know, the island is called Zhangjian Island. It is located at the southernmost tip of the Paracel Islands, about 250 kilometers away from Vietnam. In order to expand the island, China's cumulative investment has reached $350 million, with a land area of approximately 1.5 square kilometers. It is unbelievable that China built this new military base in a short period of time with so little money, which is almost impossible in the eyes of the United States. However, in fact, China has sent personnel to the area since 1946 and plans to develop the island into a modern military base. At first, only an observation station and some infrastructure were built on Zhangjian Island, mainly used to monitor and warn other countries' warships and ships from illegally entering the area. Many people have always thought that Zhangjian Island is just a small desert island. Expanding the island would take several years. But to people's surprise, the Chinese construction team successfully built an airport runway more than 600 meters long and 14 meters wide in just a few weeks. It can be seen from satellite images that this airport runway can be used for the takeoff and landing of light turboprop aircraft and small and medium-sized UAVs. At the same time, according to speculation by U.S. military experts, the most likely purpose of the new airport on Zhangjian Island is to deploy drones. What shocked American experts even more is that it took China less than a month to expand the area of Zhangjian Island from the original 0.2 square kilometers to 15 square kilometers, which is approximately equivalent to 50 Nimitz-class aircraft carriers of deck area. With the expanded land area, it will provide a solid foundation for subsequent infrastructure construction and military deployment. According to satellite photos, a new work area has emerged on Zhangjian Island, including a cement plant and a new dock facility. Not only that, the airport runway at Zhangjian Island may be further expanded. And these changes all happened within a month. So are you curious, how did China build this new military base in just 1 month? In fact, this is due to China's continuously improving engineering capabilities and technological strength. China has independently developed advanced equipment and technology. Among them, the most famous island-building machine is the Tianquan dredger. The vessel has a total length of 140 meters, a width of 27.8 meters, a maximum digging depth of 35 meters, a total installed power of 25,843 kilowatts, a design power of dredging 6,000 cubic meters per hour, and a reamer rated power of 6,600 kilowatts. With the help of Tianquan equipment, the area of Zhongjian Island is expanding at an alarming rate. So, how important is Zhongjian Island to China's military defense? Considering Zhongjian Island's geographical location, further development of the island's infrastructure is of great strategic importance. In particular, the deployment of surface-to-air and surface-to-surface missile systems on the island and equipped with reconnaissance equipment will enable China to enhance its anti-access area denial capabilities in areas close to Vietnam. In addition, Zhongjian Island is only 240 kilometers away from the mainland of Vietnam, which means that the Chinese military can continue to monitor the military activities of other countries. So why is the Philippines panicking about this? Over the past few decades, the Philippines and China have had disputes over island sovereignty in the South China Sea. The Philippines and China both claim sovereignty over a number of islands and waters in the South China Sea, including the Paracel Islands, of which Zhongjian Island is located. These disputes have led to tense relations and profound instability in the region. On the other hand, the Philippines has received support from the United States on the South China Sea issue. The United States has always expressed concern about China's military actions in the South China Sea and has tried to safeguard the principles of free navigation and regional stability. The United States and the Philippines have close security cooperation, including military assistance and joint exercises. Once China builds a complete military infrastructure on Zhongjian Island, China's military power will lead to a change in the military balance of power in the South China Sea and may put the Philippines at a disadvantage in the South China Sea disputes. The Philippines is worried that China's increased military power may use military force to assert its territorial claims, which will have a negative impact on the Philippines' activities in the South China Sea. Before the expansion of Zhongjian Island is completed, the island is closer to mainland China than the islands and reefs such as Yoshu Island, Meiji Island, and Zhubi Island in the Nansha Islands. Because its location is not as close to the border of the South China Sea as the Spratly Islands. In the past, the geographical location of Zhongjian Island did not provide favorable conditions for the Chinese People's Liberation Army's Navy and Air Force. Therefore, Zhongjian Island used to be an outpost in the South China Sea and a place with relatively weak military power. Therefore, this area has become a high-risk area for illegal intrusions into the South China Sea by the United States, the Philippines, Vietnam, and other countries. In response to frequent harassment actions by the U.S. military, China has strengthened its military presence in the Paracel Islands by building an airport on Zhongjian Island, allowing the Chinese People's Liberation Army to deploy military forces more flexibly. In addition, Zhongjian Island is located at the southwest end of the Paracel Islands and forms a strategic position with mutual support from Yongqing Island at the northeast end, which can effectively deter illegally approaching warships. In the future, these offshore islands will further consolidate China's strategic layout in the South China Sea. The construction of these islands will enhance China's military capabilities and enable it to better control dynamics in the South China Sea. It is undeniable that the military airport built by China on Zhongjian Island will become an important fulcrum for the Chinese People's Liberation Army to check and balance foreign military activities in the South China Sea in the future. This is not good news for countries that want to invade the South China Sea. As China continues to accumulate strength in infrastructure construction and experience, this means that China will build military islands faster and faster. According to current construction speed estimates, if China comprehensively increases its efforts in island construction in the South China Sea, it will only take about 3 to 5 years to build 10 maritime military airports and bases. Construction on such a large scale is very rare in the world.